Though I reviewed Alien 3 last year for its anniversary, but I failed to do a review of this film for its 25th anniversary last year because I hadn't watched this film in ages. But now I'm gonna make up for lost time and give it to you. Brace yourselves as I review Alien Resurrection. Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. So, greetings, my fellow YouTubers, and welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. My name is Doyle, better known to as the Big D, and this time around I bring to you a review of the 1997 sci-fi horror flick Alien Resurrection, released by Fox, directed by Jean-Pierre Jeunet. If I mispronounce, I apologize, and written by Joss Whedon. Yes, you heard me correctly. That Joss Whedon, who had recently just started working on the Buffy the Vampire Slayer series that same year in 1997. Anyway, this is the fourth installment of the Alien franchise. It was released in November of 1997. It had its premiere on the 6th, premiered in France on the 12th, and on the 26th here in the US. The film is set 200 years after the last film, which you'll be happy to know I actually watched the special unrated cut, and I thought it was a wee bit better. I'll talk more about that when I do some more on this. Ellen Ripley is cloned, and an alien queen is surgically removed from her body. The USM, which is United Systems Military, hopes to breed aliens to stay in research on the spaceship USM Auriga, using human hosts abducted and delivered to them by a group of mercenaries. But the aliens escape their enclosures, and Ripley and the mercenaries attempt to escape and destroy the Auriga before it reaches Earth. It also features. The film stars Sigourney Weaver back in the role of Ellen Ripley, along with Winona Ryder, plus Ron Perlman, Dan Hedaya, J. Freeman, Brad Dourif, and Michael Wincott. This film might have gotten mixed reviews like the last one, and it did okay, but not great though. It was the least successful of the Alien franchise though. Now, before I get started on the story, if you haven't seen my reviews for the first three Alien films, I'd like for you to click on that card. That'll take you to the playlist, so that way you can catch what you may have missed or see them again. And once I'm done with this, there's still two Alien movies left, but well, it'd be four overall if you count Alien versus Predator, but I want to do those once I'm done with the Predator films first. Okay, that about covers it. Let's go for it. 200 years after the events of Alien 3, military scientists on the space vessel USM Auriga create a clone of Ellen Ripley, designated Ripley 8, using DNA from blood samples taken before her death. The xenomorph queen's DNA has combined with Ripley's, so the clone grows up with an embryo inside it. The scientists extract it, raise it, and collect its eggs while keeping Ripley 8 alive for further study. As a result of the xenomorph's DNA inside her, the clone has enhanced strength and reflexes, acidic blood, and a psychic link with the xenomorphs. Additionally, the xenomorph's genetic memory allows the clone to have some of Ripley's memories. A group of mercenaries consisting of Elgin, Donner, Christie, Vries, Hillard, and Call arrives at Auriga on their ship Betty and deliver several abducted humans in stasis. The military scientists use the humans as hosts for the aliens, raising several adult xenomorphs for study. The base crew soon encounters Ripley 8. Annalie Call recognizes her name and tries to kill her, suspecting that Ripley 8 may be used to create xenomorphs, but the creatures have already been cloned. The mature xenomorphs escape confinement by killing off one of their own, use its acidic blood to burn through their enclosures and capture Dr. Jonathan Gilman. They damaged the Auriga and killed the majority of the crew who failed to evacuate, including General Perez and Elgin. Military scientist Dr. Wren reveals that the ship's default command in an emergency is to return to Earth, realizing that this will unleash the xenomorphs on Earth. Ripley 8, the mercenaries, Wren, and the So, along with a soldier named DeStefano and surviving xenomorph host Purvis, decide to head for the bay and use it to destroy the Auriga. Along the way, Ripley discovers a laboratory containing the grotesque results of the previous seven failed attempts to clone Ellen Ripley. A surviving one begs Ripley to euthanize her. My apologies. She complies and then incinerates the lab. As the group makes their way through the damaged ship, they swim through a flooded kitchen and are chased by two xenomorphs. One is killed while the other snatches Hillard. As they escape the kitchen, the xenomorph returns and blinds Christie, who sacrifices himself to kill the xenomorph. After Rim betrays the group, Call is revealed to be an android. Using her ability to interface with the Auriga systems, Call sets it on a collision course with Earth, hoping to destroy the xenomorphs in the crash. She cuts off Rim's escape route and directs the xenomorphs toward him. Ripley 8 is captured by a xenomorph, while the others head for the bay. Ren, who is already aboard, shoots Purvis, takes Call hostage, and demands that she abort the collision. An injured Purvis attacks Ren and forces Ren's head to his chest as a xenomorph embryo he is carrying bursts through his rib cage, killing them both. The survivors shoot and kill the juvenile xenomorph. Now for the final act in the ending, as always, you know the procedure. You have 5 seconds to stop this video. Go to the description box below. Fast forward to the time below. If you've seen the movie already, please continue. Okay, you've been warned. Ripley is taken to the alien nest where she finds gentlemen alive and partially cocooned. The alien queen, having developed a uterus as a result of her genetic contamination with Ripley, gives birth to a xenomorph with overtly human traits. Unable to bond with the queen, the hybrid xenomorph recognizes Ripley 8 as its mother, so it kills the alien queen and gentleman. Ripley 8 takes advantage of the distraction to escape and makes her way to the bay. The newborn hybrid reaches the ship and attacks Call, killing DeStefano when he tries to help her. Ripley 8 finds her way onto the ship and saves Call by distracting the hybrid. Using her acidic blood, Ripley 8 melts a hole in a window and pushes the hybrid towards it. The decompression violently blows the creature through the hole and out into space as Ripley 8 tearfully watches on. The countdown on the Auriga continues as the survivors escape in the bay. The Auriga collides with Earth, causing a large explosion. As they look down at Earth, Call asks what Ripley 8 wants to do next. I don't know. I'm a stranger here myself, she replies. End of story. So what did I think of Alien Resurrection? Well, after rewatching, I must say it's good in some ways. While I wouldn't factually consider it to be one of the best, but I think it's a little bit better than what we would get later on because for even after the Alien versus Predator flicks may have done okay. The first one did fine, but the second one didn't. And then of course we got the prequel film Prometheus, which was good in ways, and then Alien Covenant, which of course did okay. But I need to rewatch it. But I'll be reviewing those two later on down the road. I am gonna say it was it was fine in ways. Though it lost a flubber when it opened in the theaters, but still it did alright, but still it became the weakest the least successful of the franchise, going on to make 161 million worldwide. Now, as of January of this year, it currently sits at 54% on Rotten Tomatoes Tomato Meter and says while the film marks a slight improvement over its predecessor, but still lacks the emotional stakes that helped make the franchise's first two entries sci-fi horror classics. Well, that's true. I do agree. While I know a lot of people didn't like Alien 3, and that's understandable and what have you, but overall, the film's still good in some ways, and it does have a few good bloody bits and what have you. Entertainment Weekly gave it a B plus and stated by rocketing ahead 200 years from the previous film and jiggering the story cleverly to create a Ripley reconstructed through a mix of human and alien DNA, the film power kicks the whole definition of the horrifying other into a fresh, deep exhilaratingly thoughtful, millennium sensitive direction. Well, true. Still, I will say, while it doesn't come close to as good as the others, well, the first two, well, it was a bit of a step up from the last one. And anyways, Joss Whedon was unhappy with the final project. I mean, product, excuse me. Yeah. But anyway, critics were mixed on the film, and and they criticized the screenplay, but however, they praised Sigourney Weaver's performance and Jean Pierre Jeunet's direction. Now that was pretty good. Now I also have to give credit for some of the others. Winona Ryder did an exceptionally good job as Call. I liked her performance. Dominique Pennant plays Reese, who wasn't too bad. Ron Perlman played Ron Johnner, really big mercenary. Gary Dourdan, before he went on to star on TV CSI a few years later, plays Gary Christie. Michael Wincott plays Frank Elgin. Let's see. Kim Flowers plays Sabra Hillard. Then Hedaya played General Martin Perez. J.E. Freeman played Dr. Mason Wren. Raymond Cruz played Vincent DeStefano. Leland Orser played Larry Purvis. And Brad Dourif played Dr. Jonathan Gentleman. Which, of course, the following year, he would be back to voice a serial killer good guy doll in Bride of Chucky. Well, of course, this isn't the first time he went into sci-fi. Of course, he appeared in the original Dune years back. Anyway, the storylines for this have been continued in comic books and what have you, like Aliens versus Predator versus Terminator, as well as books like Aliens Original Sin and Aliens Sea of Sorrows. There was also a book titled The Making of the Film, a novelization. There was a 2-issue comic book adaptation released by Dark Horse Comics, and a video game released on PlayStation only by Fox Interactive and developed by Argonaut Games. I had, but I sold it. I wasn't getting too great at it. I got lost on the third stage. Oh well. Now there was to be a fifth film. Whedon had written an Earthset script for a fifth film, but Sigourney Weaver was not interested in the same and sought to return the story to the planetoid from the first film. And Weaver has remained open to a role in a fifth installment on the condition that she likes the story. And before Fox greenlit Alien vs. Predator, James Cameron had been collaborating on the plot for a fifth film with another writer. And even Ridley Scott even talked about it and what have you, but we don't know. Now, while we don't know what will be like of it, considering Covenant, the last Alien film, did okay, but not great though. Got lukewarm reception. But again, I'll save that for later. So anyway, yeah. The cast wasn't too bad. It did have a pretty good score from John Frizzell. And so that was fine, what have you. Now let me see. When the film got released on home media, it was released on video cassette, laserdisc, and DVD. It got released on Blu-ray for the first time in 2010, which actually included a special alternate version that was recently featured in the Alien Quadrilogy DVD box set, with different opening and closing scenes, which were originally cut due to budget restrictions. I haven't watched it yet because I wanted to watch the theatrical cut first since I hadn't seen the film in a long time. But I guarantee you, I will rewatch the film, but in the alternate version, though. So anyway, I think that's going to be pretty good. While Jeanette has stated that this edition is not a director's cut, as his preferred version is the actual theatrical cut. But anyway, I will say Alien Resurrection it is a wee bit on the rate, but again, maybe not as good as the first two, as I've said, it's a step up from the third film. So overall, with everything said, would I recommend Alien Resurrection? Well, just to be on the safe side, give it a one-time watch. If you are a hardcore completionist and a big-time Aliens fan, then definitely give it a one-time watch. So what did you think of Alien Resurrection? Let me know in the comments section below. If you like this, click the like button, subscribe, and be a part of the Big D Nation. Join me next time for the next episode of the Wide World of Game Shows when I talk about Scrabble. So thanks for watching, and if you like this, check out these other reviews. In the upper left-hand corner is my review of Predator from 1987, which I also reviewed last year. Or go to the upper right-hand corner and see a film Joss Whedon actually directed, and that was Marvel's The Avengers, and that's actually a re-review of the film. Or if you would like maybe, oh, I don't know, something else and what have you, but in a more PG-13 way, go to the bottom left-hand corner and see my spoiler-free review of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. And the bottom right-hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe. If you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., then I'm your guy. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya.